So I'm parked up next to the bank. Guys, listen. Be careful with going on the internet asking questions about a company. Go to the company's website and find out your answers, your questions. Put it there, see whatever. Don't go and use the internet because this AI is crazy. I went on it because I wanted to find out if my bank that I deal with offers me a prepaid card, and it says, yes, it does. And it went on to explain how it works at my bank, blah, blah, blah. I came over to the bank to find out that this AI probably took some information going back many years ago. My bank doesn't offer that stuff anymore. Crazy. Anyways, not yesterday, the day before, I met a very nice, mature Filipina. So when I say mature, she's over 30 years old, okay? Or does it have to be over 40 to be mature? I don't know. Well, she's a mature. We got to talking, and I really enjoyed our conversation because she's a smart one. It came to the point that I did tell her that I did visited the Philippines and what my thoughts are on the Philippines and so on. And then it got to the point that I asked her, or to the point that I started talking about the corruption and why there are so many problems in the Philippines and why it may not be fixed in a hurry. She says, yes, I'm quite aware of it. I go, okay, what do you watch these videos or so? She says, no, I was working in the government in the Philippines in a very high position for many years. And then she said she left. So I am going, well, you know what? Having a good position in the government in the Philippines, it's a good thing for that individual. They can make a lot of money and, so on and so on. She says, no, I couldn't. I couldn't stay there any longer. My conscience bothered me, she says. She left and went to Abu Dhabi. Well, I'll come back to Abu Dhabi in a sec. She was telling me about the corruption in the place, how family is in the government, hiring family, and during election time they switch roles so they remain in there. And lots of the higher-ups, they own companies, and boy, they don't keep it quiet. People know about it. Nobody really cares, or even if they care, there's nothing they can do about it. They offer contracts to these companies they own, and so they're making money all the time. She was telling me that there are a lot of ghost projects that the government finance. These ghost projects are proposed and they get them financed, and at the appropriate time the people who got the projects will post it as completed, payment is issued, but there was never a project. It's just free money. She went along to tell me about more of the scams happening and the corruption that are happening there. And she says, listen, none of the money really is getting into the infrastructure where it belongs. It's not helping the people. They're getting monies for that purpose, but it's not going there. It's lining the pockets of the politicians and the government employees who are involved in these things. I don't want to say too much about this, and I don't want to disclose too much about her, because not retaliation per se, but I don't think it's a good idea anyways. So then we got to talking about Abu Dhabi. I says, you went to Abu Dhabi? I said, listen, I've met a lot of Filipinos in my car, and we did talk about Abu Dhabi. As a matter of fact, there are Filipino women in here, and they ask me if I'm single. I say, yes, I am. They say, give me your number, and we will find you someone nice. I go, great. I give them my number. By the time I get home, I'm getting calls from Abu Dhabi. I'm getting calls from Saudi Arabia and all these. And I kind of, I don't want that. And there's some horror stories about some of these people that went to work in Abu Dhabi. Not that there is slavery in these countries, or are they pronounced? Whatever. I'm not going to say that officially. But some are mistreated, are used by family members, by the husbands, by the men, whatever. I don't want to get into that. She says, but I says, well, how did you dealt with that? She says, I never had that problem. I was working in a management capacity. So I said, you're one of the lucky ones. She said, oh, I guess so. But she said, I'm aware of what's going on over there. Now she's working in Toronto. And she said if she had an option to go back to Abu Dhabi, which she loves above every other place she's ever been to, in a heartbeat, she would go to Abu Dhabi. She's a very lovely woman. Really like her. She was honest, upfront. But of course, she's got to be careful what she says and to whom she says it. So for that reason, I don't remember her name, don't remember where she's from, which part of Cebu or which part of the government she is in. I can't announce that. Anyways, later on today, I'm going with Chris to a Filipino food, whatever you call it. It's something happening with food. They're cooking, they're selling. It's right at Scarborough Town Center. So I'm going there, and I will post a few things there onto this video at the back end, okay? So catch you later. Love you. Bye. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, the reason I want a prepaid card is because I have a credit card, line of credit, and they're into the 30 and 40,000 limit. And I'm afraid I don't want to be hacked again. I was hacked before. Even my PayPal was hacked, and they were taking out money from my bank account and all that. So I decided to get a credit card with a smaller limit, preferably a paid credit card. I put X number of dollars in it and use it to that limit. That's why I decided to come to the bank to get one of those. The lady I mentioned, the mature Filipina that I mentioned, she did say that the Philippines, it's going to remain the same way it is if there are no changes, drastic changes, meaning cleaning out a lot of these government people that are doing these things. Maybe starting from the top all the way down. And it has to be in an aggressive manner. They have to be removed. Because if not, the Philippines is going to remain a third world country, underdeveloped country. It's not like what some people say, it's a developing country. It's not. Because investors are pulling out. A lot of investors are shying away from the Philippines. Even though the United States is putting their base in there and whatever, the Philippines has it bad, especially when nice, great places that we like are being flooded. The corruption extends much more than just in the government. I still love the Philippines because of the people. I love the Filipinos. I love the Filipinas. I love the children there. I want to go back there, and I will be going back as soon as my condo is sold. Why I'm out here is because I have two showings today. Two realtors are coming by to show my place to their potential, the customer, the potential buyers. I'm hoping something happens. I've increased the price of my condo, but I guess it really doesn't matter because it's a buyer's market. No matter what the price of your condo is, they're gonna still offer low ball offers. Anyways, chat with you later. I'm still sitting in the car, and there are many things the lady talked about, but I keep forgetting, or I just keep remembering little pieces here and there. She did talk about brownouts, and the brownouts is prevalent. Sometimes it's very bad. Over here, we call them blackouts, where you're not getting any electricity for hours or days. And it hampers the daily lives of the Filipinos or the Philippines. She did tell me why there are brownouts and why there are blackouts and who actually makes the monies when these brownouts or blackouts are happening. I think there are other videos that will explain it more. I don't want to get into it because she gave me some real deep insights about it, and it's sick what's going on. I hope it changes. I really do. So we're not just talking about floods, brownouts, etc. There are other things happening there. I hope it gets better because I really miss the Philippines. I really miss my friends that I have there. So I really want to get back there. I really do. I want to go back there to live rather than exist. It's a beautiful place. The people are awesome. So keep your fingers crossed that I can get my condo sold, maybe at a good price, okay? I was looking at the Facebook where brokers are advertising, and there was one advertised. The condo is right in Cebu, not far from where I was staying. He wants to get rid of it. I guess he wants to leave in a hurry. 480,000 pesos assume, and 16,000 per month for 2 years. So I was going to give him the full amount. That's probably about 800 plus thousand Filipino pesos, and buy the place outright. I can own a condo, but I can't own a land over there. And when I'm not there, I'm in different countries traveling, I can rent it out, lease it out. It's an investment and it's cheap. What? It doesn't amount to too much money, Canadian money, like 20,000 or something like that, or a little bit above that. So yeah, I was really interested. I was in communication with him. Of course, I would have fly down, see the place, and just seal the deal and get a lawyer to help me get things done. But I kind of put it on hold because I think there will be more places available based on what's going on at a lower price, at an affordable price. So yeah, it's a good idea. I never wanted to own. I prefer to rent because I'll be traveling. I'll be going to Thailand, Malaysia. I'll probably even go to Colombia, Vietnam. I want to check out all these places. I want to enjoy it. It'd be nice if I find a good Filipina to go with me on these travels, or a good woman that, a good woman. Let's keep it at that. All right. Cheers. Talk to you later. Love you guys.